green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him.
Welcome to the ABQ Show. Your host, Wally Drengmeister, here live from Dream Style Arena, The Pit. We just got through witnessing a Santa Fe Indian School victory, and we are really happy to have a guest in the studio, Pamela Wiespau with Boys and Girls Clubs of Central New Mexico.
That's
Pamela,
right.
great to have you.
Great to be here. Thank you, Wally.
Well, this is a wild atmosphere to have an
is.
interview, is it not?
I know. I had forgotten about the state championships, and then I drove up to Park, and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, no.
Now I know.
It is absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
well,
it
I'm
is.
glad you made the trip, and tell us what is going on with Boys and Girls Clubs of Central New Mexico. I know you have so many great programs. Where do you start?
Where do we start? You know, everybody my age and your age probably, we think of Boys and Girls Club as just sports.
Yes.
Like I used to be a cheerleader for my brother's basketball teams, and that's all we did at the Boys and Girls Club. But today it's a whole different story. They used to call it a gym and swim.
Yes.
Now we've got programs that are after school until 6 o'clock, and then we have summer programs that are 11 hours a day that deal with coding. We have tech labs. We've got arts and crafts. We've got field trips. We also have basketball.
Yes.
We have soccer, flag football. So there's a whole bunch of different programs that we run all day long.
Well, I know you're such an integral part of the community, and you have your programs. Talk about where your facilities are in the greater Albuquerque area.
So in Albuquerque, we have 1 brick and mortar site and 4 APS sites.
Yes.
And then in Rio Rancho, we have 1 brick and mortar site, which is right off 528 on Sunt Avenue. In Albuquerque, we're near San Mateo and Candelaria. That's our brick and mortar site. And then we're in 4 different schools that are APS schools for after school time. Okay,
now I've got to ask, you still have a youth basketball league?
We do.
I'm a veteran coach of that. When my daughters were growing up, we had some just fantastic experiences. And what I did like about it is, yes, you want to win. Winning is important, but it was a very inclusive. Our team was not the most talented, but we got better through the year, and it was so much fun. So
well, it is so much fun, and we have a new partnership this year with the New Mexico Thunder, and so they're going to be playing at our clubs as well, and our kids will be playing in their league. So it's this great partnership that we put together because they're 3rd grade to 12th grade.
Yes.
And so it really fits in with our program. We do have littler kids, 5 and 6-year-olds playing. Those are my favorite because they get confused and they don't know where they're going.
Yes.
And they're so cute. And then, I watched a little boy cry because his friend's team, he beat his friend's team.
Yes.
And he cried because he felt so bad for his friend. It was kind of awesome.
Well, the 2 memories I have, and these were 2 different years. So, you played man-on-man, person-to-person defense. And so there's they were not the best kids on the team were having practice, and the big thing was know who you're guarding.
Right.
Well, 8 players and the ball are on one end. Those 2 kids are on the other end guarding each other. They knew they were guarding each other.
They just didn't know where the ball was.
No. And then later with my younger daughter, everybody on our team had scored but this one girl. And so I normally didn't try to do too many fancy plays, but we did a couple fancy plays, and we got her wide open shots, and the ball just, if it was the Disney movie, it would have fallen in.
Right.
But 3 or 4 times it's rolling around the rim, and it just comes out.
And
but
it went
almost,
in.
yeah.
Oh.
It did not
It
go
did
in.
not go
but,
in. Oh.
But the team was all behind it. It's just, the fact that you remember a miss instead of a make.
Right,
so, yes.
right. And it's just important as a make.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of that. And then the other boys and girls on that team were really interested in trying to help her to score. So that was yeah.
Yeah, I love the sportsmanship piece of it.
Yes.
It's really important. And the kids, I feel like they're different today. They're a lot more sensitive than I felt like the kids my age were.
Yes.
They're really pulling for each other.
Yes, and that's fantastic
Yeah,
to
it
see.
is fantastic.
So tell us, if somebody who should be looking in the Boys and Girls Club? If you're a parent out there, what ages, and then how, what process would somebody go about figuring out if this is a program that'd be good for their kids?
So we serve kids ages 5 to 18, and anybody can join the Boys and Girls Club. We do have an annual fee of $50, which is not very much. We do have a monthly fee. However, we also offer scholarships. So you can go onto our website, which is BGCCNM, Boys and Girls Club of Central New Mexico.org.
And if you Google Boys and Girls Club Albuquerque, even though that's not the name, it will come up. I tried it.
It'll take you there.
Yes.
And there's applications, and there's applications for scholarships. And if you qualify for a scholarship, you're in low income bracket, you can come for free.
All right, fantastic. Now tell us a little bit more about coding and some more academic things that are a little different from, and just, I went to the a Boys and Girls Club camp, and I was trying to think, so I'm thinking 1969 or 70 in Albuquerque. So, even though I didn't live here, so a long time ago. But talk a little bit more about the academic pursuits, coding, some of the other things you haven't. I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, so we have partnerships with Diehl Labs, with Microsoft, with, lots of places in the community, and they have provided tech labs for us.
Yes.
So the kids have computers, they learn about internet safety, they learn about coding, they learn math. So a lot of what we're doing at the end of the day till 6 o'clock when the parents pick up, or during the summer, is making sure that these kids don't forget what they've learned in school.
Yes.
And so we also have something called Career Launch that we do for our teenagers. We have partners in the community. They can go to work for these partners and get some experience in the workplace, and then get hired on full time if they so choose.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different programs that, and we are part of a national group. We are a charter, so we pay a fee to be a charter.
Right.
And they have a whole bunch of programs, and we just pick and choose from those programs what we think is important to our community and what we want our kids to learn.
Now, I know a lot of most organizations like the Boys and Girls Club. Donations and volunteers are both important. And just talk, let's deal with the second first. What kind of volunteers, if somebody has it in their heart that they'd like to do something positive, what are you looking for in terms of volunteers?
We're looking for volunteers, either individuals or groups, like a Rotary Club or, whatever, to come in and work with the kids. They can work with them in gardening. They can work with them in reading. They can work, a whole bunch of different things, basketball coaches.
Right.
So we've got a slew of things that need to be done at the Boys and Girls Club that volunteers really do come in handy for.
Yes. Now, you're probably 501c3 tax
we
deductible.
are.
So if somebody, what's the best way to do that? Write a check?
Write a check. You can go to our website, and there's a donate button, of course.
Yeah.
This year I'm really looking at growing our monthly donation.
Right.
Because we don't have a lot of a robust program for monthly donations. Generally, you can take like $5 or $10 out of a paycheck, comes automatically out, and it goes to the Boys and Girls Club, which helps immensely.
Yeah, and that's very interesting you say that. That's fantastic. It doesn't need to be a whole lot, but that whole thing about recurring revenue, everything from Microsoft to Adobe software, it just seems like it makes it that much easier to budget and helps, have some predictability to do the great work that you do.
Yeah, and there really is no predictability just because every year the state changes or the national changes. People are under the impression that we get a whole bunch of money from national. We only get about $40,000 a year from national, and we run a $2 million budget.
Yes.
So, it's really the community that comes out and helps us and donates to let us run our programs.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a lack of homework by your host, but I know there are boys and girls that are playing in the pit this weekend that were part of the Boys and Girls Club basketball program.
That's right.
And here, if you're watching this on Facebook Live or after the fact on Facebook, if you know of somebody who's playing the state tournament that played a year or more at the Boys and Girls Club, we'd love to see that in the comments. I know that, like I say, the kids that I coached back in the day, a couple of them actually, I figured out later, got college scholarships. You would not have thought that was the case if you saw us the year. Yes, maybe that was just bad coaching on my part. So
we're just not paying attention.
Yeah. Well, that happens.
Yeah.
All right.
We also have an alumni page. So if you want to let us know that you're an alumni, you can go to our website. click on the alumni page and fill out your information. It comes directly to me, and we call you and get you involved.
All right, very good. Well, it's been fantastic to catch up with
Yeah.
you. Boys and Girls Clubs of Central New Mexico.
That's right.
Pamela Weiss-Powell, thank you so much for
Thank you,
being here,
Wally.
and great luck. And people, check it out. It's a great program, and thanks
Thank you
again.
so much. It's
All
been a
right.
pleasure.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and pray,